Tweakity, peakity, weakity. Well, I must be a bipedal animal then, because I can walk about. Unique. Humans, as distinguished from all the rest of the animal kingdom, etc. Right, so here we are and here we are. Well, YouTube says I should post nice short little films to suck people in, well, to that. One of my best films was Speaking for about 37 minutes, which is as long as Beethoven went on for. That's one of his beautiful pieces of music. Or Brian Johnston, the wonderful cricket commentator. It's gone now, but I believe he went to Eton and never spoke about his experiences in the war. Presumably the Second World War. Now, there's a point to this. Ah, yes, here we go. Love is the answer. Love, 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 love. And love, and how jolly boring love is. People moon over it, they write sonnets about it. Now, as usual, but I think is it Latin? But there are sort of 51 different words for love. No, Greek. It's Greek, isn't it? Agape is love of God. It's Greek. So in Greek, the language Greek, I did do a bit of Greek. Very small amount of Greek. So I'm going to blather on about that four-letter word, L-O-V-E, love. You see, it's in the two commandments. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart and all thy soul and all thy mind and all thy strength. This is the first and great commandment. And the second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets. This is the Magnificat playing. I'm leaving it on. Well, I'm here in my little home sitplek. A sitplek is Afrikaans for a place where you live, man. Oh, I'm born in Cape Town in South Africa. My ancestor was a missionary, a Scottish missionary, not a South African Dutch missionary now. William Ross trained with Dr. David Livingstone, for what it's worth. I love that animo. Dominus. I mistranslated it as give my spirit some woof, but actually it's now pray in Latin. I was saying this to some chap. There's something called Barter Books. I live in this town. It's a small town in northeastern England called Alnwick. It's on the river Aln, A-L-N. A wick is a bay wick or something. It's been around forever. And anyway. We got chatting and they were... So, what's the point of this ramble? The point is that you see, if you have love in your heart, you can't harm anyone. Every single hair on the head of your fellow man, woman and child, possibly even their beards, is precious and special. This is directly Christ's teaching. There's no gainsaying it, there's no argument or discussion, because it's just so obvious. So love is the answer. Oh, this chap I was chatting to at Barter Books, it was the railway line that came in from Alnwick was a branch line from Oldmouth on the main line up to Scotland, Berwick and then Edinburgh from London. And he said something and I said something and back, whatever, doesn't matter. No, American. You've got to be careful, you mustn't call it Canadian American, but they sound similar. It's like New Zealand and Australia. Always call someone who sounds sort of from there, Australia, New Zealand. Always call them a New Zealander, because if you call an Australian a New Zealander, they couldn't care less. But if you call a New Zealander Australian, they get all upset. So similar with Canada and America. If you call a Canadian American, they think, yeah. Whereas the accents are quite similar. And I think there's just about to be trade wars between America and Canada because of this human being who shall be nameless, who's going to be president of the United States of America. I mean, how the man ever got voted into power, I have no idea. But the problem is there are sufficient people out there who think he is the bee's knees. And in my opinion, for what it's worth, he is the most appalling human being. And definitely not a Christian. He is abusing kind of Christian rhetoric to his whatever advantage he thinks he may gain by it. Or something. But he does not ring true. If you rang him like a bell, he would shatter, that man. He would shatter. He would shatter like a glass. That's my opinion of him. But he's going to lead us into possibly the end times. There's a sort of interesting chat in the Sparta Books place. It's the old railway station that's turned into a book shop, if you like, but it's got lovely coal fires and log coal fires and all the old railway architecture, and you can just sit there and they don't mither you. You can literally just go and sit by the fire They don't come and say, "Oh, what are you doing then?" And the people are passing through are interesting and so on. Anyway, there's a table and chairs where I normally gravitate to, and there was this young lass who turned up. We got chatting, only 27, had a partner and this and that. Worried about, he's only 27, where's life going, etc. Don't know if I did her any good or otherwise, but, well, does one do any good? I am a Christian. I love God through Christ. So, perhaps that is precious and special. Just the fact that I know that my Redeemer liveth. And hopefully it's self-evident in the way I behave, the way I speak, the way I don't speak. I think this is the Magnificat. Ah, right. There was this couple. Got it now. I knew I'd come back to it. Right, now, I blethered on for a bit. They had accent American or Canadian. Anyway, established they were actually Americans. Man and couple. And lost it again. Oh well, probably come back to me. Lovely coal fire. Love being the answer. Oh, I suggested to him actually that books were just a waste of cutting down good trees, really. Whoops. So we were on about Latin. He didn't seem to have much Latin. Right, so I kind of know the Latin. Got it now. So this is the Magnificat. This is Mary going to Elizabeth and Christ eats in her womb, and so women are wonderful and beautiful. That's what this is. And I can sort of sing. So, and he just didn't get it because he hadn't learned Latin at school. So, never mind. Latin was a language dead as dead can be. It killed the ancient Romans, and now it's killing me. Well, we are reviewing the situation. I'm here perforce. I've got a full 6 months on my tenancy. It's a yearly let place. I don't own it. In Northumberland, Northumbria, in northeast England. And here we are, and what can I do about it? How can I fix the world? With love. But it doesn't do anything, does it? The fact that I love, know and love God through Christ seems to make, well, quite frankly, very, very little difference whatsoever. On the other hand, you see, if everyone chose to love God through Christ, possibly the only choice one is able to make in this life, because God has a path mapped out for all of us. How that works, I've no idea, but that is the way it is. Maybe, just possibly, maybe we have the choice of either loving God or not. But I think even that is chosen. As in Psalm 139, verse 16, all the days ordained for me were written in your book before one of them came to be. Which means you are predestined to be what you will be, even Hitler or whatever. Which sort of means, what's the point? Because if God's sorted it all out beforehand, and that's where it does get interesting. Why bother with us, human beings, at all, if our destinies are already mapped out for us by God, who was, who is, who will be? So in physics terms, we're talking 10 to the minus 42 seconds now, the present, and 10 to the power of 100 noughts years in the future, when the whole universe is just going to collapse in on itself. How they worked that out, I have no idea. It was explained by some top physics cosmologist or whatever, but I'm not entirely convinced. And who cares? Because I won't be there, will I? I'm alive now, in this day. So there we are. The answer, unequivocally, no discussion, no argument, not interested. I'm getting older, as are we all. My mother would say she never met anyone going in the other direction. The answer is love. Love God, love your neighbor as yourself. Amen.